Hi, my name is Fabian and I guess you want to finally control your messy desktop. Good for you. Today we're talking about how to keep your digital space organized. We all know or knew this feeling when our desktop is just a mess and we cannot find anything. First thing, clean out that messy desktop. I know you. Your desktop looks like a hoarder's paradise and you don't want it to be a reflection of your life, do you? Next, if you really want to make use of your desktop and use it as a storage for miscellaneous things, I recommend to create a folder called temporary or temp. This folder is only for temporary things and you delete it every week. And while we're at it, also check your downloads folders. You never know what goodies hide in there. If you are a video editor like myself or you store big projects, I actually recommend you to store these on an external drive rather than the internal drive. With this you can save the expensive upgrade for bigger internal SSDs and rely on external SSD cards as they're much cheaper. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. Let's talk about folder structures. There are infinitive options out there and it's really, honestly, a try and error to see what works for you. My folder structure splits in only two sections, private and work. From here, private splits into documents and wallpapers. In documents, you can find categories for the different type of documents, for example, for my ID, receipts or other documents. In my work folder are work-related things. By this I mean my side job, YouTube. Here I keep my B-roll library, fonts, LUTs and sound effects and so on. Once again, this is just my system. You can copy it and adjust it so it fits your needs. Bonus tip, you can also use numbers in front of your folder names. This helps to keep them organized and appearing in the same order. If I want to add something in between, I still have a lot of numbers I can choose from. Don't forget about those physical documents either. You can scan them simply using an app on your phone, or if you have an iPhone with a Mac, you can easily directly import them through your PC by using the camera. Store them in the corresponding folder and also make sure to name them so that you can search them later on and actually find them again. After you have organized all your folder structures and saved everything correctly, make sure to create a backup either on a physical drive or in the cloud. And also, while we're at it, a bonus tip, customize that Finder sidebar to display the folders you use most. Next up, calendars. For myself, I use the Apple Calendar app. To be honest, I'm not a big calendar guy. There are people who use calendars much more efficient than me, so I might not be the best example here. I basically have three calendars. One is my private calendar where I add private events and things I need to remind myself of. Another one is shared with my wife, which tracks events where we attend together, and another one is my wife's work calendar where she has her working hours written into it because she works at an hourly rate and every week is different. All these are in a different color so I can easily see the whole week up front and know exactly of the color what it is related to. Programs and apps are next on the list. We all have a lot of programs and apps installed and sometimes we even forget about them, but they take up storage. So let's go and delete them, go through your whole list and delete all the apps you don't use anymore. Don't forget about your Launchpad if you use it. I'm not a big fan of it as I open most of my apps through the Spotlight search. And while we're at it, also clean up that dock and only display the apps you use most, websites and logins. And no, don't write down your passwords on a piece of paper or in your Notes app. This is asking for trouble. Instead, use a password manager like the integrated one from Apple, or there are many apps out there that are dedicated for password managers. Not only is it secure and backed up, it's also accessible anywhere and also suggests safe passwords when signing up to new websites. People are always on the lookout for the best productivity app. To be honest, so much that they actually keeps them from being productive. For me, I use three main apps. The biggest one and the one I use most is Notion. I use it for my bigger projects like YouTube, where I keep a simple Kanban board for my YouTube videos and scripts. Another project is my second brain. Here I keep books I want to read or have read, things I might want to buy, movies and show I want to watch, stuff I saved for a future home, and a video vault where I keep interesting videos. There's also a house system where I keep track of all the maintenance in the apartment needed and where the manuals on how to perform them are linked. And a wish list of things we might want to get for the apartment. Another one is links, where I can save links from the browser extension to read later. And then there's Readwise, where I kept some of my notes from books, which to be honest, I stopped using for a while. The other two apps that I use is the Apple Notes and Reminders app. If I need to quickly write down a note, I use the Apple Notes app as I find it faster than using Notion. If I need to create a quick to-do list, I use the Apple Reminders app and also to remind me of certain tasks. And finally, let's talk about photos. First thing first, make sure to back them up, either using an external hard drive, a NAS server or a cloud storage. And again, I prefer using the cloud as it just happens in the background and I don't have to think about it. Don't forget to clean out your photos from time to time. Here Apple Photos has a nice duplication feature where it checks for duplicates on its own. And that's it, that's how I keep my digital space organized. Now, do you have any tips and tricks? Let me know down in the comments. With that being said, I see you in the next one and have a great one.